Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 15th of October 2025. So Goldman says this market feels like the Hotel California. Absolutely, and I think other parts of life do as well. You can check out, but you can never leave, I think was the lyrics that this is referring to. There are no decent alternatives to equity in gold when the bulk of fixed world barely returns 2% in real terms. Obviously, that's alluding to bonds. And yes, gold is outperforming, but not yet at the levels of the 1970s. So a lot on the upside is being pointed to there with that headline. US stocks finished mixed amid China trade frictions. That continues. Trump is considering terminating business with China related to cooking oil. Of course he is. Stocks chop as US-China rhetoric ramps up while big bank earnings give mixed signals. So the US-China relations worsen. Trump threatens terminating trade on cooking oil while China target 5 US-linked firms. Powell sticks to neutral tone, floats incoming end to balance sheet contraction. So that means they're going to start printing again. French PM suspends pension reform until next presidential election, and UK employment rate unexpectedly ticks higher. What a surprise there, Rachel. Germany's ZEW misses expectations, and JPM and GS are lower after hours. So economic news for today. Well, we've only got Empire Strikes Back then. Empire State Manufacturing Index is out at 130, but it won't be out because, as it says below, US government data is impacted. So we've got a lot of data to catch up on when they do return to work, but there doesn't seem to be any end to this. I don't know whether we're into the second or third week of no US governments, and if it's all working well, I suggest to keep them closed as well. It's something I'd like to do here, but there you go. Right, let's have a look at these choppy markets and kick off with the Dow. So it doesn't look too choppy to me for yesterday for the Dow, rallying back sharply there, which you can see. But as I mentioned in yesterday's alert, so have a look and see how much momentum we've got following the massive shakeout we saw on Friday. Just drawing some fib retracement levels here, and you can see that we've taken out the 38, so we've taken out the 50, and now we're at 62, which also needs to be taken out as well. Taken out again, because obviously the golden ratio there stopping the market yesterday. In the 30-minute charts, it was all downhill until we got the cash market open, which then sold off for the first 30 minutes down to the S3, where 90% plus of the time the market finds support, and support it did find and moved back. Bit of profit taking towards the close, but overnight prices starting to move back to the upside towards the high. The question is, can we get back to the all-time high of 47053 there? And in the German DAX yesterday, the market down to the 50 EMA, that's the blue moving average there. We see some buying coming in. We've still got a bit of momentum on the downside. I think we've just crossed back there, but we need to head back up towards the 89 level to keep this momentum on the upside in the bigger picture. 30-minute chart, yesterday we moved down sharply. You can see the buying coming in there, which was just below the S3. That was at, let me just get the right time here for you. That was at midday, 12:30, just as the Dow futures open, and then the markets are managing to move higher and then coming off in the early part of the evening there. In the daily chart, just to go back to this, like I say, we need to get above the 50 and the 62, and the 62 is also the high of yesterday as well. So when we get to the 2-minute DAX, we'll have a look, see how far away we are from that high for yesterday. And in the S&P 500, a similar picture, again drawn in the fibs to the upside. We're at 62 golden ratio. Market stop there yesterday. That needs to be taken out in order to move higher. Came down to the 50 as well, but momentum to the downside continues there. So to support it, or to reverse it, I should say, that we've got plenty of volume there for yesterday as well. We are getting towards the mid-October as well. It all feels very, very surreal now with these markets. It's just a matter of when they will actually give way. Is it going to be in the new year, or is it going to be in October? But something doesn't feel right with any of this now. particularly the fact that gold is continuing to make new all-time highs. The uncertainty around the globe continues, and that's why gold is moving higher. And also the writings on the wall with these valuations, and people are jumping ship and moving into something that is deemed more as a hedge, safety against what is actually coming. That's what rich people do. They see the writing on the wall, and then they move into safe haven assets. To have gold going up with valuations that we've got in the stock markets, you have to beg the question of what is really going on. Something's going on. So anyway, the S&P moving up during yesterday, coming off the cash market there again, down to the S3, and then up, and then a bit of profit taking overnight, but heading towards the high there in the chart for yesterday. That's the high of yesterday. No all-time highs at the moment. To the FT100, again, also some buying coming in there. Support shown for the market at the 20-bar moving average. We're a month plus away yet from Rachel's budget, but it's going to be a stinker, that's for sure. As we see the 30-minute FT moving higher, then coming down to the S2, didn't get to the S3, and then retracing and moving to the upside there, and then back up towards the high as well. So have a look at the US dollar. So as the so-called peace deal, which I mentioned yesterday, and I said, you call me cynical, wouldn't work. Well, Trump's going into battle as well again, isn't he, at the moment? Let's just have a look at the headlines. So an hour ago, we see that Trump says that he warns Hamas that they must disarm or we will disarm them. So there you go. Didn't take long, did it, before it all starts to fall apart there. So threats coming from Trump with regards to this. They've said they're not going to disarm even after signing the peace agreement. And now you can see that US are wading in there. So obviously bringing a bit of weakness to the US dollar there, as you can see. So that, again, is no surprise whatsoever, as I mentioned in yesterday's alert. Let's have a look at the metals and gold making these new all-time highs. So just starting off with silver trying to move higher. Just moved lower as I loaded the chart there. So let's have a look in more detail, see what's going on. We're going to see what we saw yesterday when I was recording, when they managed to move the market down $3. The interesting thing, though, there was no selling. We had the first bar where there was some selling, and then the rest didn't materialize. There was a bit more here, but then you can see the buying coming in to bring prices back. So we're having another attempt, are we, to see if we can knock it down back below $50 as I'm actually recording. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they don't achieve this objective, because that's what they're very good at doing. However, just to go back to the daily chart, you will see yesterday not a lot of volume at all. Not a lot at all. So I think they've got a technique at the moment of finding a quiet moment, which they've always done when the market's fairly quiet. Go in and slam the price to the downside, which is exactly what we're seeing starting to happen there once more. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we don't get down to the 50 level once more. Again, it's just ticked down. So no surprise there at all. Meanwhile, gold continuing to make new all-time highs, 4192. As again, the global uncertainty, there's just no end to this at the moment. Let's have a look at the monthly chart of gold, and there you can see exactly what's happening there. It's just been moving up since March of 24 and continues to do so, and it will continue as well at its current pace as well. 30-minute chart, they slammed it yesterday and then they had another go, but then the buying came in and now the market's heading back to the upside. And hopefully the same will be for silver, but at the moment they're trying to slam the price to the downside. So look at the gold-silver ratio. And yesterday, big spike back to the upside. No surprise there. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we don't see this move higher once again today. If they manage to achieve slamming the price of silver once more today, which looks like they're going to give, try and do that, given what we're seeing to start off with. Right, let's have a look at yesterday's DAX trades. And in the pre-market, along with the price of smashing silver yesterday and the metals, they also did the same in the futures market. It then found support until the cash market opened, when we then see massive volume coming in and selling taking place, which has been a pattern for the last couple of weeks, particularly in the Dow as well. We had a potential buy signal there, but unfortunately the resistance just above the 50 EMA stopped it, and the trade was stopped out. We had another potential buy which was stopped out before it was filled, and then we see some buying coming into the market there at the S3. So the S3, very important. You see that volume, there's your level, 90% plus of the time the market will get to this level and stop, and then we start to move off this level for a while as prices then make their way up with two nice trades in the latter part of the morning session. But then we go through the S3 and then we make our way back to the S3 as the peace deal started to fall apart. You can see that that fall obviously mirroring the news at the time. We then get into the afternoon session and we start to move lower, but the market then finds support at the 200 MA, as you can see there, and then bouncing off that up to the S2. Again, you can see you've got the S3 just below here as well, and then prices moving up to another potential sell signal that fails, because we then get Powell speaking and the market moving back to the upside. And there's your volume from what Powell was talking about yesterday, and he was very dovish yesterday with regards to the fundamentals. So that's where we are for yesterday's trade, and then overnight we can see that we're very much sideways, but the buying coming in early there to move prices to the upside. Right, let's just see where we are with the upside potential. As I mentioned earlier, we've got the high of yesterday, which is 150 points from where we're trading at the moment. So a bit of distance to go there. So at the moment, fairly quiet. We'll see what happens during today. So with that, have a good day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.